Set 9.5 of Teamfight Tactics brings a fresh addition of units and a brand new trait, Vanquishers. My name's Delantix, and today I'm going to show you how to play Xayah and Xayah, the premier 4-cost AD carries of the new set. Let's go! Vanquisher is a new class in set 9.5. It gives its units bonus crit chance and allows for all of its units' abilities to crit, meaning you don't need to build Infinity Edge, Jeweled Gauntlet, or Jeweled Lotus. Xayah is the star of the show this patch as an AD caster, with her ability covering the board in feathers and shredding armor with each cast. Xayah is our secondary carry, who dashes around with her whip, giving herself shields and stacking attack speed. For itemization, Xayah is an excellent applier of Last Whisper for armor shred, since her ability hits so many units at once. The next two items are flexible, looking for AD items, damage multipliers, or Gunblade or Hodge for healing. Xayah really likes items that build from a crit glove, since it adds on nicely to the Vanquisher trait, giving her free ability crit and chance. Since Xayah is your secondary carry, any AD or bruiser items will do. One highlight is Rapid Fire Cannon, since it allows her to attack from a safer spot and can extend her cone range. Finally, if you get your hands on an Ionia emblem, Xayah with an Ionia emblem is incredibly powerful due to her stacking attack speed. For our main tank, any frontline items will do. If you don't have a Last Whisper, you can slam Even Shroud on your main tank to cover Shred for your team. Ornn, Support, and Radiant items aren't anything special in this comp, so take whatever has the highest stats if you have to. Let's take a look at the final board and some variations. The standard board features 4 Juggernauts as frontline and 4 Vanquishers for damage. We want to move our tank items from Set to 2-star Nasus once we hit him. Another variation runs Freljord along with Shen 2 or Sejuani 2 as your main tank. If you hit one of those early, consider playing this board instead. In this variation, you can choose to not play Xayah and instead duo carry Ashe, giving you the Freljord trait. Ashe 2 and 3 still hit like a truck with items and 4 Vanquisher, so some games it's correct to not roll for Xayah. If you hit an Ionia emblem, we want to play 6 Ionia Xayah, with Shen being our main tank. Finally, with a Vanquisher emblem, we want to play 6 Vanquishers with the Juggernaut frontline, giving our units a ton of crit damage. Eventually, we want to move our Vanquisher emblem to another damage unit like Karma or Ari if possible. In all of these boards, add in tanky or utility units at level 8 and 9. With both emblems, we can slot in 6 Ionia, 6 Vanquisher at level 8, which is extremely powerful. This comp doesn't require a specific legend, so stick to whatever you've been playing. This patch, most people are playing Poro or Ezreal for buried treasures. If you play Earth or you end up with a Tome, Ionia, Vanquisher, or Juggernaut are what you're looking for. Let's take a look at Augments. Generally, we want solid combat augments and augments that give us an Ionia or Vanquisher emblem. A highlight for Silver is Young, Wild, and Free, which lets you pick an item off the carousel before everyone else, no matter how much health you have. This can help you secure spatulas, Xayahs, or Xayahs off the carousel. Here are the gold augments. With the boss, use Set as your main tank and leave him at 2-star, as he is super strong in the early game. Scoped Weapons is great for Xayah giving her the RFC effect for free. For Prismatics, Binary Airdrop is very strong, allowing you to get 3 items on Xayah, and your main tank very easily. Ancient Archives 2 means you're pretty likely to hit Ionia, Vanquisher, or both. Lucky Gloves is pretty good, since crit chance scales well with the Vanquisher bonus. Cruel Pact can help you get Xayah and Xayah faster than everyone else. This comp can be played on any portal. Again, 6 Ionia Xayah is very strong, so portals that can get you there, like Placidium Library and Vandal Cafeteria, are pretty good. Let's start with the early game. In most cases, we want to play our strongest board and slam flexible AD or tank items to play for a win streak. We follow the standard leveling curve to keep tempo with the rest of the lobby. We can play any opener, with the easiest looking something like this. Jhin is a solid transition piece, but Ashe is an even better one, since Jhin 2 is harder to find again late game if you sell him, and sometimes we don't even play Ashe. Ashe is also an amazing holder for Last Whisper, as she hits the entire board. Ionia Emblem Ashe is also incredibly strong and can carry you straight to late game. Check out the end of this video for more positioning tips in the early game. At stage 3-2, level to 6, adding in more pieces for your board. Do the same at level 7, usually on 4-1. If you're healthier, roll down to 30 after leveling, but if you're low, roll deeper to get stronger so you don't bleed too much HP. This is where the different variations come into play. Carry Ashe until you hit Xayah, or both, then transition items to them. Play 4 Vanquishers and Frontline until you hit both Xayah and Xayah. Then, if you feel stable, save to level to 8 and then roll for Xayah and Xayah too. Add in a legendary utility or frontline unit, whoever you hits. Heimerdinger is the best with an upgrade of Shrink for armor shred, Mechano for anti-heal, Goldenator for its execute, or self-repair for frontline. Just buy upgrades for what you're missing. Once you 2-star your carries and tanks, decide whether you want to save for level 9 and more legendaries, or to roll for a 3-star forecast. If you have extra emblems, place them on legendary carries and they will tear boards to shreds. And then you're done. Let's wrap it up with some positioning examples and bonus tips. Starting with the early game, here's an example of me scouting for stage 2-2. When I look through these boards, I'm looking to see who has the strongest units and what side everyone's playing on. Since 5 out of 6 of my potential matchups are positioned on the left, I choose to quickly move all my units to the right corner in a line. This is called focus fire positioning, which maximizes the chance for all of your units to hit the same unit at the same time, killing them as fast as possible before they can cast their abilities. Specifically for Jhin and Xayah, both of their abilities pierce, so you want to have them in the opposite corner of the enemy carry. Here are some late game examples. This is a clip from Dish Soap. Nyla is slightly above Xayah since you want them to attack the same target, as Xayah has the armor shred in Last Whisper. Notice how he places Sion in the top right corner. Dish Soap wants Sion to get hit as early as possible so that he can generate mana and cast his crowd control ability. The opponent's unit in the far corner will always target the unit in your top corner first, so keep that in mind. The opponent in turn is smart for placing their Nasus with Bramble Vest in the top corner, immediately taking both Xayah and Nyla. Bramble Vest is very strong against Vanquishers since it reduces damage dealt by critical strikes. In another game, Dish Soap is duo carrying Ashe and Xayah. Notice where he places his Ashe. Since Ashe shoots arrows in a cone, this is the spot with the highest chance to hit the most amount of units possible with every cast. Utilize this to your advantage, especially in the early game and when you're itemizing Ashe. This can be a default position, but scout to keep her safe every round, as sometimes this is a very dangerous spot. Xayah is separated from the bottom left clump of units, and this is rewarded as Xayah doesn't get stunned by J4's AoE. Here's one of my games, in a mirror matchup where we both have 6 Ionia 6 Vanquisher active. Again, since Xayah pierces in a line, we want to be the opposite side of the opposing carries. Notice how the opponent is carrying an Ionia Ashe 3. My frontline is positioned directly against it to prevent arrows from reaching over and hitting my Xayah. In this clip, I have a 6 Ionia 6 Vanquisher Belveth 2 with Guardbreaker, which pumps out a ridiculous amount of damage. Here, I'm against a 9 Noxus Mordekaiser. Vanquishers are more bursty and look to end fights quickly at the cost of a weaker frontline, while Mordekaiser's ability makes him stronger for every unit he kills, meaning he wants to a longer fight to scale up. Thus, I want to position my carries and strongest tank on the same side as Mordekaiser to kill their carries before he can get to mine. Thanks for watching. I'll be posting a Jhin and Ashe reroll guide later this week where we'll go even more in depth on their positioning. For that and more tips on TFT, drop a sub and leave a comment below for what you want to see. I've been inactive for a while, but I'm excited to bring more guides and videos to you guys this week. Thanks again, and climb on.